Hi, in this video we're going to introduce some computer network devices. So how could you build a home or office network? First of all, you need some devices and you also need some service providers. So you can choose to build a wired connection network or wireless network. Of course, nowadays most of us choose to use the Wi-Fi, which is the wireless network. So how can you connect to the internet? You need to get a service from the internet service providers, like the ADSL or cable service provider or 3G or 4G. This is how you can connect to the internet. Suppose you use the telephone internet provider service, so you connect to your telephone network and your data would be translated into the analog data. The local telephone company can have some network infrastructure like the long-distance connection. So then connect to the long-distance telephone company connection. They can use the satellite connection to connect to the long-distance company, maybe in the other side of the globe. And then they can use their local telephone company connection and then connect to another computer. So this also shows you the process of logging to the internet. You need to use some device like the modem to connect to the long-distance network service provider. Now let's look at the network devices. The network devices means the network hardware provides the connectivity between the devices and is available in various forms. So there are different types of network devices, and different types of network devices may have different function. The first important network device is the network card. It's also called the Network Interface Card or NIC. The network card is in charge of sending and receiving signals to and from the network. It's usually for the LAN. The second type of the device is called modem. The modem can convert signals from computers into analog signals that can be traveled over the network media, such as the telephone lines or TV cable. So it's usually for internet connection. So here shows you some network card. So this is the wired NIC and this is wireless NIC. And nowadays, for most of the computers, they have built-in network card. So we don't really familiar with this type of network card anymore. But the wired network card is also very popular because the wired connection usually has a faster network speed. For wired connection, it's common to have the speed of 10 or 100 or even 1000 Mbps. And here shows you the speed of some wireless connections. You can go to this link to check out the IEEE standard. And for the wireless connection, we have 802.11 standards. For the 802.11n standard, the range of the connection could be 70 meters to 250 meters, depends on the environment of your network. Like whether there are some obstacles in the environment that will affect the range of the network. And the speed of the network could achieve 600 Mbps. Modem is a special device, and usually our computer doesn't need a modem to connect to the computer network. But if you want to connect to some other type of networks like the telephone network or a cellular phone network, you probably need to use the modem. So here shows you a computer wants to connect to the telephone network, so they have to use the ADSL modem because the telephone network is using the analog data, not the digital data, but the computer network can only use the digital data. So you have to convert from the digital data to the analog data by using the modem. And when you receive the data from the network, you also need to convert from analog data to the digital again. So this is a function of the modem. So the modem can convert between the analog data and the digital data. It's quite similar as the cell phone network because the cell phone network also used an analog data to communicate. So if your computer wants to connect to the cell phone network, you also need a modem. So you could use a modem, whether it is a device like this or a device that has been integrated into your main board to connect to the cell phone network. Some people also use the cable to connect to the internet because the cable company also can provide the internet service. So in this case, you also need the modem, but the modem is a cable modem. So your computer needs to connect to the cable modem, and then the cable modem will connect to the network provided by the cable company. So let's look at the modem connection speed. If you use the dial-up connection, the speed will be 56 kbps. If you use a cable network, the speed could be 128 kbps to 10 Mbps. Compared with the wireless cell phone network, the 3G down speed could be 2 Mbps and uploads could be 200 kbps. And 4G is 100 Mbps download and 30 Mbps for upload. And of course, the 5G will have a higher speed. And it's according to the study, the 5G network could have like 1 Gbps for the download. So if you just want to connect your computer with the computer network, not a telephone network or cable network, you don't need a modem. You just need hub or switch. The hub and switch provide a similar function. They can connect the computer with the computer network. So you could use the hub or switch to set up the star network. You can also use the hub to connect two computer networks, just like showed here in this figure. So a hub can provide a central point for cables to form a LAN. Hub is simple and uses broadcast to find the destination node. For example, this computer wants to talk to this computer. They need to send a message to the hub, and the hub will use the broadcast, meaning that the message will be forwarded to every of the computer connect to the hub. And the destination node receives the message, can know that the message is for itself, and then the destination node can respond to the source of the message. Of course, this type of broadcast is not that efficient because we just need to one-on-one communication, but the message is actually sent to unnecessary computers. So in this case, we can use the switch. And switch has internal processing capability and it can provide node-to-node communication. So if this is a switch, we don't need to broadcast the message to every of the computers. We can just send the message directly to the destination. But the implementation of hub is simple, so usually hub is cheaper than switch. The next network device is called router. And the router looks quite similar as the switch or hub, but the function of the router is different from the switch. Because the router can connect several different networks together. So the routers will forward the data on internet, finding and using the fastest available path. For example, you can use a router to connect to the cable network, and at the same time, you can also connect to the computer network. It's pretty common to set up a wireless local area network by using a wireless router. So suppose you have an internet connection in your home, and then you can use a wireless router, so you can connect a cable to the wireless router, so that your wireless router will set up another network. So if you check the IP address of your computer, you can see that the wireless router actually set up different IP address for your computers. It's different from the original network IP address. So these are the typical network devices, and we have studied the router, the switch, the hub, the modem, the network card. So you should be able to distinguish between the different network devices. So in the next video, we're going to introduce some network medias.